Term for will consume time and almost certainly yield nothing. Can anyone point to an eloquent word or term that means will consume time and almost certainly yield nothing? Could be used in response to. I'm going to have one of the developers contact Apple and ask them to add a new feature to Apple Maps. The effort has a tiny chance of being successful, but if you knew how the sausage was made, you'd know that asking the question isn't even worth the time. At first I thought invading Russia might have been apt, but that kind of implies that you're going in with a lot of firepower only to slowly lose and retreat. It's also competitive in nature. That's more appropriate if someone said I think we can take Amazon.com head on. The only other thing that came to mind was mining for unobtainium. I'm open for better, though.
Exercise in futility is an idiomatic term that describes that scenario. Definition: a useless action that cannot succeed. Response to: I'm going to have one of the developers contact Apple and ask them to add a new feature to Apple Maps. That would be an exercise in futility.
You could perhaps call it a wild goose chase. A worthless hunt or chase, a futile pursuit.
A fool's errand came to mind. Definition: an attempt to do something that has no chance of success. Billions of dollars have been spent on long-range weather forecasting, but it's a fool's errand.
The first phrase that came to mind for me is time sink. 1. Informal, something that consumes a great deal of time, usually with little benefit, a waste of time. Almost matches your definition word for word.
In a word, I'd recommend Sisyphean. Sisyphean, not comparable incessant or incessantly recurring, but futile. Sisyphean labor source, Wiktionary.org. For example, A. I'm going to have one of the developers contact Apple and ask them to add a new feature to Apple Maps. B. That seems like a Sisyphean task.
If you want to support the channel, please consider subscribing.